Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Destin Nation Christmas. I am, of course, Destin. You know this by now, and thank you so much for tuning in to the first of hopefully many Christmas specials that I do here on the Destin Nation podcast. So we actually have a couple of special guests dropping in. We had a lot more, but unfortunately, due to sickness and other reasons, unfortunately, we weren't able to have as many returning guests as I had originally hoped. But that's okay. We still had a great time with the guests that we did have. A couple things before we begin. I'm not sure how many of you follow my other social media pages. I have actually been taking a bit of a hiatus from stand-up. After the roast of Harry Potter we did back in early December, I just felt a little burned out. And I realized it was one of the first times I've done a stand-up show that I felt relieved that it was over. Typically, it's always bittersweet when a show's over, especially like my big character roast shows. And there's always I'm glad that people enjoyed it and the jokes were great. There's always a part of me that would feel a void afterwards. And unfortunately, after the Harry Potter roast, it was all sweet. It wasn't bitter. Just with all the stress that I've been under this last year, between many things, as you probably know from the episode with my dad was diagnosed with throat cancer in the summer. So at least the last half of the year, we've been dealing with that. However, for those that have not heard, it is my privilege to say that he is in fact cancer free. Yes, the radiation and the chemo, it did work its wonders. He maintained a great attitude all the way up until about 3 days before the last treatment. And it was a little grouchy, kind of depressed, up and from like Halloween to Thanksgiving, basically. And yeah, it was really weird seeing him like that. And I wanted to tell him like, hey, there's only one grouchy depressive in the family, and that's my job. I'm working this corner. Back off, old man. Also, he just recently had a happy birthday, so happy birthday, Dad. But yeah, there was that. My folks moved in with me this year while they up and sold their house. They've now been living in their new house after I kicked them out due to not paying rent. Hey, Raw Dog Millionaire's got to do what Raw Dog Millionaire's got to do, and so they're now happily situated in their new house. So again, I have that blessing as well. And again, hopefully you take this time to remember the good things that happened this year. It's very easy because unfortunately the majority of everything that's happened to me in this particular year has not been good. Earlier in this year in January, it was one of the few times I said, you know what, 2023 is going to be my year. And it has been probably the worst year I can remember. Because it started out on about the highest note I could. I recorded my stand-up special Grown Up at the end of January. I released it on March 24th on my mom's birthday because I'm cheap, and that was a free gift, basically. And, it was one of those, like, sure, it wasn't going to have me selling out arenas, but I had a lot of high hopes for what my special would do. It'd get me on more festivals. It'd get me, a solid, like, good club booking once a month, basically. And it did not do any of that. There's just, to be fair, I released it when I didn't exactly have much of a social media following anyway, so it got low views. But yeah, it didn't. It did not meet the hope that I had for it, and no fault to the person that produced it, Jay Cokes. He did a fantastic job. did a great job with the editing and just making it as a quality looking production as possible. In fact, a couple people, they praised it for its visuals. But yeah, and the writing itself, it was my first 5 years in short. It's my first special. One day I'm going to look back and I'm going to probably think, oh, this is dog shit compared to what I'm doing now. But I'm still proud of it, and the fact that I have people out there, especially comics, that hate it. It sucked. It sucked that it delivered, because I've not been one to dwell too much on the hope. Unfortunately, I chose the very healthy way of fueling the engine with with self-hatred, with this desire to prove myself and all that. And so far, again, it's just I didn't land where I wanted to be by this point of the year. But as I said before I started that rather depressing intro, focus on the good. I get to look back and all the things I was able to accomplish after that. And don't get me wrong, like I still got decent gigs from my special, from me honing my craft and being a better comic than I was even last year, and definitely from the years before. The people I've met along the way, the places I've seen, I hit the road for the first time as an actual comic, because the last time I did, I was still very much an open micer. And yeah, it was great getting to go to DC, Baltimore, Philly, especially with some fantastic comics, Ty Moore, Sister Lou, and Caitlin Minosky. We all had a great time doing it, and got really close with those guys, girls too. It's all girls. I mean, if anyone knows Ty, I mean, he has the better tits of all three of them. And yeah, like I said, so I'm trying to focus so much on the good, and as I said, for me personally, there was a lot less of the good than there was the bad. But that doesn't, that makes the good even more valuable. It makes it stand out even more. And yeah, so I hope all of you had better years. For those of you like me that did not have a good year, I really hope that you have a perfect 2024 to make up for it. I know I will be hitting the ground running once I get out of my little hiatus. I'll let you know. I mean, I'm looking to be back into doing stand-up probably around middle February, late February. But like I said, once I'm there, I'll hopefully have my second wind and will burn 2024 to the ground. I actually already, only two shows I am sort of working on from the shadows, so to speak, is on May 4th. We're doing the Roast of Skywalker. I was planning on doing it later in the year, but when I looked and saw that May 4th was a Saturday in 2024, I knew that the stars aligned in war. And so yeah, we're gonna do the Roast of Skywalker. We don't have a venue yet, but obviously I'll plug it on this podcast. Also follow me on social media if you don't. And yeah, once we have venues for that, then we'll have the Eventbrite. You can get tickets, and it will be one for the ages. And then the only other date is October 19th. I've set the date to record my second stand-up special. It's called You Asked for This. And once again, don't exactly have a venue, but I know the date works. Also, it's OSU's bye week. So for all you people that are like, oh, we would go see your show, but it's football, you don't have that excuse. And I was like, yeah, I mean, NFL, you can make money in your pocket while you watch stand-up, okay? That's why you watch NFL anymore, because you can legally bet on it. So yeah, you don't have that excuse. October 19th, You Asked for This, recording of my second special. Chances are it might only be a half an hour special, unfortunately, just with the industry. And this is one thing I learned from doing Grown Up, is with TikTok shortening our already dwindling attention spans. Unfortunately, people don't want to watch full hour specials anymore. The half hours are making their return, basically. So this next one will probably just be a half an hour special that once again I'll try and have on all the right platforms. Hopefully this one I will be able to get on Amazon Prime. I did everything I could to get the last one to get Grown Up on there. Ran into a lot of formatting issues, like you had to provide a closed caption file, and I had to like manually try and do that, and I screwed it up somehow, and so I had to give up and said, we'll get the next one. Well, the next one again, October 19th when I record. Hopefully I'll actually be able to drop it right around Christmas in 2024. So my Christmas gift to you, more mediocre comedy. So anyway, without further ado, let us get on with our next, with the next part of A Destin Nation Christmas. I have a wonderful guest in store for you. In fact, the most famous guest I've ever had on this podcast. Drum roll, please.
You know what? I can come in any more. What's up?
It's Santa Claus, everybody!
The fuck's up, kids? Who's been bad out there? Let's party.
Never meet your heroes. Anyway, thank you, Santa, for stopping by, making a special trip on your tour to the Destin Nation.
Yeah. Well, the reindeer said, we need a break. These are unsafe working conditions. I had Mother Nature crank up the heat for the special. There's not an ounce of snow out there.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, they want to take a break after 17,000 traveled miles. I mean, what is it with kids these days? All they do is beg, want.
I say, you're lucky those deer don't unionize yet on you.
Oh, no, I'll tell you what, but they do have some unified eyes when I tell them that we're not done yet. After every stop that I eat more cookies at. But, I'm trying to up their cardiovascular activity. What kind of trainer would I be if I didn't push my clients?
That's right, said the gymnast coach. Anyway, as you see, I have a nice smorgasbord of cookies for you because, again, I was hoping you would have got my letter, so thank you for making my Christmas wish come true.
Yeah, well, I could have done without the teardrops on your letter, but, it is what it is. I thought your letter was
those weren't tears.
Oh. Well, now that you say that, I couldn't really tell, man. I thought that I taste tested them. I tasted salt.
But there was a whole lot of salt.
Okay.
A little bit of citrus, a little too late, but yes.
See, I thought that you just cried sweet and salty, but I guess, well, no wonder the missus prefers to take your letters when you send them,
Glad to know there's a woman out there who likes me.
Yeah.
So also, thank you for coming by again. You are far and away the most famous guest we have ever had on this. You beat out Jesse Pimpinella by a long shot.
I'll take him down again, too. Wait till my comedy album drops. Red noses and long hoses. That's right. I'm wearing nothing but lederhosen. Killing you, Pimpinella.
Woo! Bars! Straight bars, Santa.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I've always wanted to chug beers with Stone Cold Steve Austin, but, you haven't been able to hook that up with me. But next on my list was I want to chug some eggnog with Santa. So...
without further ado,
to your health and to a very Merry Christmas from the Destin Nation.
To health, wealth, and eggnog. With a little fuel. What do you say? Huh? Chase it down?
Santa, you are bad and also good.
I'll tell you, nothing relaxes me when I'm flying over the world, dropping little presents to everybody in the world and a few out. Mm-hmm. Nothing relaxes me on my drive quite like this shit. Sure, I might crash into Jupiter or accidentally run a reindeer into the sun, but, that's what a little Christmas spirit's all about. That's not a shooting star. That's Donner. He's on fire.
He is burning as bright as Rudolph's nose.
Yeah.
Would you like a cookie chaser?
I'll tell you what. I was looking at these cookies, and
we got the off-brand Samoa's, the greatest cookie in the world, next to the oatmeal raisin. Comment at me, haters. I don't give a fuck.
Please come at the Destination Podcast with your cookie takes. Me, I'm feeling pretty chewy.
Not enough phlegm on that one.
What was good about this?
There we go.
This is my favorite thing. This is why I like chewy cookies. Look at this. Oh, darn. I pulled one out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no.
darn. Look, they stick together unlike my marriage.
Oh,
That's okay. We're open now.
That's good.
She doesn't know it, but we are.
Oh, wonderful. So the North Pole is finding many new igloos then.
Well, let me tell you something. It ain't just the North Pole. Mrs. Claus has no idea. I got another secret family at the South Pole. And we work year-round.
Santa.
Yeah. Yeah. There's none of this seasonal shit at the South Pole. I send my little terrorist not to fuck with you guys all the time. You ever not able to find your wallet when you really need to get somewhere at a certain time in the day? Guess who's fucking with you? South Pole Santa. This shit, seasonal. Enjoy me in December, because come January, I'm hitting you with the tax bill.
Ooh, that is the wrong kind of tax season. White people that don't know about tax season, find your nearest black friend. They will explain to you the joy of tax season.
Yeah. I'm only going after white people this year. Specifically ones in the short north in Columbus, Ohio, who don't get the fuck out of the way for people walking on the sidewalk.
Hopefully your methods are a little better than over the summer. Was that you? Was that you that cleared those people out of the sidewalks?
Oh. Yeah, that was a South Pole summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's we really get crazy between like June 27th and like July 8th.
Well, thank you for keeping my birthday safe then.
We're probably the only people in the world that celebrate Independence Day outside of America. But I'll tell you what, if you're ever bored, come to Antarctica, dude. Seriously. It's literally the only time it's warm there. It starts snowing again July 9th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like Juneau, Alaska, except a longer flight.
Yeah, a longer flight. But here's the good news. You can see that wall that everybody's talking about where the Earth ends.
You heard that here, folks. Santa it has confirmed a flat Earth.
Why would I lie? Who else is traveling the globe like me? It ain't around, buddy. I'm going there. I'm going back. I'm hitting you here. I'm hitting you there. North Pole, South Pole. That's it.
Wow.
If the world was round, wouldn't we have an East and West Pole? You idiots.
I can't believe that we all collectively owe B.O.B. an apology.
That's right. He's a guy that never gets a South Pole treatment. He is strictly, he's the only North Pole year-round guy. It's like him, Bert Kreischer, and who's that guy from AEW I always hear about? Oh, yeah, Chris Jericho. I always call him the Lionheart.
That's right. Well, hey, actually, I got some mail here for you.
Work never ends.
I said, I know you're a little, as the kids say, faded right now, so I'll go ahead and read them for you.
Crossfados, Barbados, South Pole Summer, hashtag.
Okay, dear Santa, I would like you to find me a good man this Christmas. I'm so tired of going after all of these same type of muscular fuckboys that will only cheat on me and hurt me in the long run with my sisters, who I still, for some reason, still talk to. Santa, if you could help me out and find me a good quality man, I'd be most indebted to you. Never stop believing. Keep believing in yourself. Ashley. With an E, one of those L-I-E-G-H. You know,
Ashley.
Bitches. Yeah, Ashley, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, Ashley, first of all, stop looking for your husband on bowling night, okay? I know that's all the rave in Fort Jennings, Ohio, but fucking cut it out,
Ding,
okay?
ding, 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 ding.
I think we may have found one of our trigger words.
2 more to go.
Ashley, what you need to do is you need to move to a better part of the country than wherever you're at. Clearly, you're not being valued. Number 2, if I were you, what I would do is dye your hair a unique color. What that's going to do is the guys that have been porking your sisters behind your back are now going to realize your value. Number 3, show up to the family event with a newfound personality based on the stars, witchcraft, and figuring out which outfit looks best on your puppy. You show up with that personality and a new hair color, maybe light a candle of incense in the bathroom when nobody's around. You do that, and you're going to start fucking your sister's husbands. And yeah, that's going to get awkward. Your nephews will be like, is this mom? Deal with that later. Fuck now. And then move out of Fort Jennings and leave everybody broken and confused like you are now.
Thank you, Santa, for those words of encouragement to all the ho-ho-hos out there.
That's right. If it's one thing Santa loves, it's his hose. Faux show.
In different area codes. All right, next on the list. Dear Santa, most of my classmates still don't believe you exist, but I've never stopped. Even though you didn't give me the one thing I wanted last year, which was mommy and daddy to get back together. Although this year I do have a new mommy, and she's okay, but she's still not the same. Although now I want my mommy to get a new daddy as well that makes her as happy as my mommy is.
Wow. I think this kid's looking at it all wrong. I think he should want his new mommy to get another mommy.
Thank you.
Bro,
Thank you.
Have you not been watching cable TV? Stepmothers are all the rage. And she'd be bi because she'd be hooking up with your mom. You would literally get a chance at a threesome in your own house. That's something I can't deliver. I have tried to deliver threesomes. Hell, I've tried to create threesomes. I put the elves hard to work. And the best they could do was a double-sided dildo. What I would do if I were you is convince your mom to start hooking up with chicks, dude. 1, super hot. 2, you'll be cool in school. 3, chance to bone your stepmom. 4, I'm still real, and let those kids that don't think I'm real know I'm coming for that ass, and that ass is their mom. So guess what? I may not be able to bring you a new dad, but what I can do is give you a bunch of friends who now have separated parents. You're welcome. Santa always gives, and the moms will find out what Santa gives after we fuck.
And not to mention also, once that doesn't work out either, then you'll get 4 Christmases. Better than 2 Christmases.
That's true. More Christmases means more presents, and more presents means that your presence will be present. Holy shit, what's in those cookies?
Actually, I believe there's another kind of powder that you're also very familiar with. It doesn't exactly fall from the sky, but it looks like it does.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's one thing Santa knows, it's snow decoration.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's the answer to your question. Brian Noah from School Talk. It's pretty sad. I think he's like 20,
Brian, tell your mom to
24.
fucking call me. I'll never talk to her after one night, but tell her to call me.
And lastly, Santa, dear Santa, please, 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 I've been asking you for now almost 2 decades, but please get the entire Wu-Tang Clan back together. Cash rules everything around me. Dollar, dollar, bill, y'all. Cream, get the money.
I have been trying to get the Wu-Tang Clan back together. I have been trying to get the Wu-Tang Clan and Dipset to tour together. I have been working endlessly to bring cream to everybody. And I got to be honest, man, Riz is too good of an actor. That's really what it is. That's what it boils down to. It's Riz's acting. He's great in everything he does, and I can't get him off the silver screen. But if I do, just know, we're going Wu-Tang Clan worldwide. I'm driving the tour bus, me and the reindeer. Check us out in your city. Bring your fucking moms. We'll have sex with all of them. They might not because they're faithful men, but I'll have sex with all your moms. And then if I have sex with every hot mom in the world, then there's really no hot moms. And then we're all married. And then nobody has to be sad. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, what am I going to do in June when my sister graduates and my hot stepmom's there in a sundress? Guess what, buddy? I'll fuck her and you can fuck her and we can do one of those. What's that city in Paris? Eiffel, Paris. They have the tower named after the city, of course. That's the thing, man. Santa's only coming once a year. The other 364 days of the year, Your hot stepmom is all yours and your lesbian moms. But that's hot. Don't forget it. I told you, when I fucking lie, look me in the eyes. Santa don't lie. Have sex with your stepmom.
Also, ding, ding, ding. I didn't want to stop you mid-rant, but it's even better now you don't know what word it was.
It allows for a potential slip-up.
Ooh, alcoholic pancakes.
Woo!
Well, hopefully we answered some of all three of your letters, and have sex with your stepmom. Listen to Wu-Tang Clan.
They're nothing to mess with.
They are nothing to mess
and
with.
they are for the kids. Unlike me, I'm for your stepmom.
Well, Santa, thank you so much for taking the time and stopping by the Destin Nation podcast.
Yeah.
Again, it means the world to me. It's proven to me that you're real. You are realer than real, in fact. Let's go do some cocaine after this.
Yeah, actually, not only should we do that, we should... Yep. If you listen closely, the reindeer are going to do coke with us. That's how we get around the world. And by around the world, I mean back and forth. Remember, world's flat. Your mom's not. Your stepmom definitely isn't. Love you.
Santa out.
Get fucked, gang.
Hello again, and thank you so much for tuning in to a Destin Nation Christmas. We're going to take this time to observe one of the few truly great holidays, one rooted in negativity. That's right. I am, of course, talking about December 23rd, a Festivus for the rest of us. And as you can probably imagine, I have got a whole book of grievances that I will air for all of you. Starting with the spelling of the word grievances, because I'm pretty sure it's wrong in here. Is it like 2 E's, 2 I's? I don't know. Also, the fact that we still have COVID operating hours and closed dining rooms 3 years after the fact. It's been 3 years. We have cures for COVID now. Open up that Taco Bell dining room. I need a place to go to the bathroom when I'm eating my cheesy gordita crunch at 12:30 at night because I'm still a slightly raging functional alcoholic. And what is this about? Planet Fitness, 24/7, 365, except they close at 9 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays? Give me a break. For those of us that aren't popular and aren't ever invited to ever hang out with friends, or we don't get booked for stand-up comedians or musicians, we need something to do on the weekends too, because nobody loves us. And maybe if you opened up your gyms, we would get skinny, and then people would love us to invite us to go out to bars and have fun and have unprotected sex and all these things that I hear that people get to have. Next up, Dairy Queen. We get it. Your ice cream is thick with 3 C's. Quit flipping the blizzards. We don't need your stupid party tricks. Every second you spend flipping that cup is a second depriving us from the ice cream. Next up, the economy. What's the deal with the economy? I'll tell you what the deal with the economy is. Old people not dying quick enough. Medicare was based on a life expectancy of 55, but thanks to all the wonderful medical advances in modern science, people are living 30 years into the fact draining the money that we need to be spending on cocaine and booze. So actually, that's not even so much a grievance with the economy. It's old people not dying. So old people, start dying. Now the economy. Look, we get it. Times are tough. We have a new shift in government. We have a finite amount of resources. But God damn it, make Little Caesars $5 again. Make McDoubles 2 for $2 again. When I was in the hardest time of my life a couple years ago, I was about to lose this fantastic house that apparently has the Riz. When I was going to lose that house, thanks to alcoholism and poor budgeting, which is a grievance on myself. But it was in those times, in the darkest period of my life, that I got to survive on $5 Little Caesars, $2 McDonald's, dollar menus everywhere. You show me one place that has anything for $1 that isn't a small soda or like one like apple pie at McDonald's. There is no. The McChicken is $3.39 now. It used to be $1 back when we were a proper country. That was, in fact, when I started drinking Miller High Life. It was in the darkest time of my life. It was never too poor to drink, ironically. And now Miller High Life is $19 a case. So also, my next grievance. This is very specific, but this is just contrarianism in general, but specifically people that hate on the Beatles. How desperate are you to have an original take or have a fucking personality that you have to hate on what is undeniably, statistically proven, the greatest band in the history of music? You're not interesting. Quit saying that you think the Monkees were better. Fuck the Monkees. They were a Motown TV corporate version of the Beatles. Just accept the fact they're good. They're really good. And none of them knew how to even read and write music. And they still made everything they did. Now, granted, also, George Martin had a lot to do with it, wrangling in 4 arrogant drug heads. But that's besides the point. The fact that we got to exist in a time when the Beatles made that great music that is timeless. Shut the fuck up and find something else to have a personality about. My next grievance. Haters. People that hate. I hate that. I hate people that hate. But specifically, I'm going to take us to my personal life here. Dear stand-up comics that hate on Grown Up. Yes, for those of you that probably know by now, I have a stand-up special called Grown Up. It's on YouTube. It's on all audio streaming services. It was my very first special ever after 5 years of material, of burning through 20-minute sets for 2 years. I was able to forge an hour. And you know what? There are comics that I have shared the stage with, that I have given countless opportunities, that I have given them some of the best paychecks of their entire fledgling comedy career, and yet they have the nerve to talk shit about my special. You know what? I have one. You don't. Sorry, I was too busy writing punchlines to the end of my premises that go nowhere. Not going to name drop who that one's about. Sorry, I didn't just hang out on the patio, smoking and ignoring all the comics, also working on their 5-minute sets. Sorry, I was too busy being a comic and not hanging out with comics. And you know what? And I still hang out with comics when I can. That's not my priority, though. My priority is to get my next hour special and keep building those up. Because guess what? Hour specials make money. Doing the same 5 minutes for the last 5 years at every open mic you go to gets you no money. So, next up, I have grievances with myself. I don't want this to be too punch downy. I want you to know that I also constantly am grieving with myself and all of my faults. I've been to therapy. I've worked on myself for years. I've shut myself off from the world while I work on myself. And you know what? I am very proud of how far I have come, but I still have ways to go. There are still areas that I need work on, including my weight, my selfishness at times. Growing up an only child, sometimes it's pretty hard for me to share spotlight. Sometimes I talk a little about myself too much. Again, it's me a lot of times, and I just have all these stories I want to share with people about my experiences, and I'm aware that sometimes it comes across that I don't care about people. I do care about people. As much shit as I talk about me hating people, I'm very excited to get to learn about people, learn about their stories, That's why I even do this freaking podcast. Well, and besides to be a famous comic in 2023, you have to have one. But that's besides the point. I'm fascinated with people. Like, I want to hear their stories. And so again, if it ever comes across that all I do is talk about myself, and yes, I've seen your comments. You know what? Sorry, I'm relating the best way I can with my experiences. If you don't like it, suck my dick from the back. So, next, single women. I love you. I don't know why you don't love me. Please love me. No, I'm kidding. No, it aggravates me with all the work I have put in onto myself. And I did everything you're supposed to do. I bought a house. I'm driven. I go to therapy. I'm aware of my faults. And yet people still think that these meth head felons are a better option than me. I'm sorry. Are they going to do a good job of taking care of your kids? Because of course, single women in Newark all come with two kids minimum. And you know what? I'm there. I don't hate kids, contrary to the belief. I don't want any of my own. I'm perfectly fine helping to raise someone else's. I'm a product of adoption. I'm proof that it is a great system when it works. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for people stepping up and helping to make my life the greatest it was, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here on a camera ranting and raving under the guise of a Seinfeld holiday. And yeah, so anyway, open my fucking messages. Quit leaving me on read. I'm better than half the fucking dipshit assholes that you choose over me. Next up, holidays in general. Speaking of this fake Seinfeld holiday, all holidays suck. Just let me have an extra day off. That's it. You don't need some fancy reason that we don't care about. We take it for granted anyway. Everything's got lost in translation along the way, except for Thanksgiving, because of course America loves any holiday around eating a bunch of food, and St. Patty's Day. Well, our St. Patty's Day, because of course it's not even actually accurate to St. Patrick driving the snakes out of Ireland. My next grievance. Anybody that cancels plans last second and does it on purpose, fuck you. You are a terrible piece of shit human being, okay? Spoken from my personal experience. I have maybe 3, maybe 4 hours of free time in a week between my day job, between stand-up, between podcasting, between working out, between writing. Again, I have such limited free time. And believe me, I really wish I could spend it with everybody. I have friendships that I've unfortunately let go. And no fault other than me just actively trying to be financially stable, follow my dream, be healthy, all of these things, okay? And again, it's something I think about all the time. And you know what? So when I take my 3 to 4 hours of free time a week and I choose to spend them with you and you cancel on me last second, it's fucking bullshit. It is very disrespectful. And this is just for hanging out. God forbid I even do dates, because I don't have another 5 minutes of ranting that I feel comfortable doing, because I'm not usually a ranty person. But it's Festivus, damn it. Speaking of, everyone by this point, it's almost a joke how bad my dating life is. I have to just go ahead and let you know of two probably the best examples of just how fucked my love life is. So I had a girl say the reason she wouldn't go back out with me was because I liked applesauce. What the fuck is wrong with applesauce, huh? It's fine. Just because it is, you can feed it to a baby. Guess what? Babies grow up, we still fucking love applesauce, okay? It's sweet, it's delicious, especially around fall time. Quit applesauce shaming, okay? And ironically, there's things I like so much more than applesauce. And two, I had a woman I matched on Bumble, and she starts basically like live streaming her comments, or whatever it's called, live tweeting, I guess, with my stand-up special Grown Up. And she's saying the jokes that she likes. She's asking me questions about it and stuff like that. And halfway through my special, she asked me the age-old question that I still wish I had an answer to, which is, wow, you're funny. How are you still single? And I even jokingly said, oh, sure enough, you'll find out. Ha, ha, ha. And then she gets about 3/4 of the way through my special. And then she messages me, canceling the date that we had scheduled for the following day, saying that she's not comfortable dating a guy that dates older women, with her herself being an older woman. My life, I swear. Anyway, social media in general. Fuck you, Zuckerberg. And lastly, my last grievance I want to air. McDonald's. Let the McRib die. Nobody asked for it. It took you fucking 10 years to bring us back the steak, egg, and cheese bagel that we have actually been asking for. Quit bringing back the McRib. Bring back the snack wraps. That's next on the list. Also, the apple fritters. You had them back. You took them away. Bring them back. They were great. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me air my grievances. If you have grievances if you have grievances yourselves, please feel free to comment. Please feel free to post your own videos. Make your own podcast. I'm kidding. Don't do that. We have way too many angry white male podcasts. Don't do that. But seriously, if you need someone to talk to, you can always DM. You can always comment. Single ladies ages 18-59. DM me. I'm financially stable. In fact, even if you're dating a guy, get rid of him. Upgrade to yours truly.
Oh, wonder who this could be.
Hello. Hi. Now I'm looking for DJ Deezy Sweets.
DJ Deezy Sweets. I have no idea who that is.
Oh, he gave me this address. He asked me to stop on by, drop off some Narcan for him.
Oh, well, he sounds like a real party animal.
Yeah, he is. He's my friend. He comes to my house at least once a month, do some little party things.
Okay.
I ran into Santa Claus out there. He is quite vulgar, I will say.
Yeah, definitely one of those never meet your hero kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of dead inside now, but yeah.
If I was 20 years younger, though, that interaction might have ended differently. He made me sweatier than a possum doing hot yoga in July. I'll tell you what. Anyway, so you're the cookie man, it looks like.
Yeah, I'll say I was a monster, but I've toned my act down since a bit. Now I'm just Cookie Man. So not to be so rude, but who the fuck are you?
Oh, right. Absolutely. I just walk into places and just sit on down. I'm Meemaw. Yeah. Normally I stay at my house called Meemaw's House. I do a little show there with DJ Deezy Sweets and other funny people. And this is my pet possum, Kyle. Yeah, say hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Yeah, he's a sweet little guy. You can pet him as long as you've got a rabies shot in the last 8 hours.
8 hours, 8 months, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
I love you. Why you? Everything I love only hurts me in the end.
I'm sorry, sweetie. It's okay, Kyle. Be good. Well, I'll give him a Werther's. That normally calms him down.
So as drunk and vulgar as Santa was, he got me my other gift. I get to pet one of the forbidden cats. This is wonderful.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well, Meemaw, thank you for coming by. Again, I don't know who this DJ DC Sweets guy is, but I mean, hey, you're quite saucy for being in the Silver Years, so I love that. You seem very fun. So again, just tell us a little about yourself.
Absolutely. So I normally live on a house on a hill in Appalachia, and I'm normally just by myself. No one normally bothers me up there, but I have an abandoned mine at the bottom of the hill, and that there's nothing to see there. Nothing like my, 7 husbands that have mysteriously disappeared over the years. They're definitely not in that abandoned mine. I don't even know why you would want to look at that. I don't even know why you brought that subject up to be talking about it. Do you know that if you crush up enough apple seeds, on an unrelated note, you could make a poison that would kill somebody?
No.
Well, that's good to know. That's just a random fact I've learned over my many years. And did you know you can take a life insurance policy out on anyone at any time, as long as you haven't told people that you've killed them or that they've died? Anyway, these are just fun facts that I know. Anyway, that's all. But I have a little show called Meemaw's House that I do every month in Columbus, and it's quite fun. Kyle's here, and DJ DZ Sweets is as well. But yeah.
Well, that sounds fun. When is the next one?
The next one is Friday, January 19th.
January 19th.
January 19th. That's right.
For those loyal listeners, that's one day before the 1-year anniversary of me recording my special Grown Up. So yeah, that's a fun one to know. January 19th, though, check out Meemaw's House, and also that Appleseed thing. That's good to know. Yeah. I would say I have an apple tree right down the street there, and I have a couple of nemeses. So that's good to know. You'll have a couple less of them if you listen to my advice. That's all I'm saying. All right, and yes. So actually, since you're here, one thing we don't do in this world is we don't respect our elders nearly enough. Right. So I do have some people looking for advice, and I would love to see what your many years of wisdom of solidary life, insurance fraud, and possible alleged murder. I don't know what any of those topics have to do with me, but that's all right. You can continue on. All right. So, dear Destin, although in this case, dear Meemaw. Right. Dear Destin, I have been looking to pursue my dream of puppetry. I started watching Jeff Dunham when I was a kid and always said I wanted to do that. But I find it very hard to do both and be funny at the same time. You have any advice, Destin, since you could learn from yourself since you're not funny? Thanks, listener. Oh, well, I would say your first step is, it sounds like they're not very funny, and they also need to learn how to do puppetry based off of Jeff Dunham. Well, I would say that's all related to Jeff Dunham. Your first mistake was watching Jeff Dunham and defining that as funny. If you want to learn about puppetry, I would recommend just get a sock. Start talking to it. Start talking through it. Some people in your life might look at you funny, but that's how some of the greats have started, really. It's just talking to themselves. I talk to myself all the time. I talk to bodies in my house, whether they are alive or dead. And that's really helped me get over my stage fright as well. Just looking at someone's eyes as they fade into the everlasting abyss. And just understanding that, you know what, I could be on stage. That's not that scary. Some people also say you should imagine the audience naked. So whatever works for you. I take that advice to heart myself. That's why I always wear loose pants. But anyway, yeah, great advice, Meemaw. Great advice. Next reader. Dear Destin, Meemaw. Right. What should I do with all of this money I found in the house I just bought? It was in the walls. I can only assume the guy that had the house before me did not trust the banks. Yeah. Oh, well, there's a lot of things that you could do if you found money.
when I first moved in my house, I was with my second husband. And when he tragically died by tripping down the stairs that I just so happened to be on top of at the same time as he was in his last moments on this earth, God rest his soul. I realized that there was a little bit of money in the house that he did not tell me about, in the mattresses, in his gun cases, in his liquor bottles, and in his pants when I rummaged his dead corpse at the bottom of the basement stairs. Anyways, I would normally recommend getting a 401k, probably a Roth IRA, setting that up. I would also recommend you can email me at meemaw@gmail.com. And if you wouldn't mind, just give me your address. Give me your address and give me your schedule when you're home or when you're not home. That way I can best help you get those funds on the right track.
Excellent advice, Meemaw.
Yeah.
And last but not least, dear Destin, it's me again. I should mention I have a bad habit of writing letters to myself. It's a writing exercise.
That's good. That's good. It's good to be your own friend if you don't have any.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say if I don't tell me I love me, who else is going to?
That's right. I won't.
Where's my drink? Anyway, dear, it's me again. So your in all of our combined efforts, we have still yet to manage to trap either a raccoon, a possum, a fox, or a skunk. But when the day comes, we have a couple of outfits picked to wear at all times. And also, what should we do to bring forbidden cat awareness and acceptance to the rest of the world?
Well, that's something I'm very passionate about. As some of you may know, if you've ever come to my house before, I'm very passionate about possums. As you can see, Kyle is one of my favorites. And I spent most of my life, a lot of people had told me, Meemaw, you can't train possums. They have rabies and diseases and they'll kill you in your sleep. And I spent the better half of 30 years proving them absolutely right. I have to get a rabies shot every 6 hours. And Kyle has been on my chest when I wake up every single night with a butcher knife in his little hands, ready to just slit my jugular. I would say if you want to increase the awareness of forbidden cats, I would say get one yourself. Carry it around the town. Show people how loving and kind they can be and how useful they can be. A lot of people don't know this, but possums can do many things. They can eat mosquitoes and not get diseases that the mosquitoes might have. They can also, with their little teeth, lick the flesh and blood and skin off of any corpse that you might have in your house and just lick that sucker dry, almost to the point that the FBI cannot identify a corpse or a body in an abandoned mine, for example.
Well, actually, we're going to do a part 2 of this. Would North America's only favorite marsupial like to add a statement?
Kyle, would you like to say anything? No! Oh, well, I guess, sorry, he yelled. He said no.
Oh.
He said no. He is not a very good public speaker. He's working on it. He's joined a couple of those Toastmasters clubs, and that's helping him a little bit, but they still don't let him in on behalf of his rabies. It's foaming at the mouth. That's all. I appreciate you asking, though.
Oh, I just didn't want Kyle to feel left out.
Kyle, do you feel left out? No, but he's giving me those dagger eyes. That mean if I don't get out of here soon, he might kill me.
Well, thank you again for coming by. Again, I don't know the DJ DC Sweets guy, but you seem very fond of him. I hope the show that the two of you are doing together on January 19th goes really well. So again, where is your house?
My house is at Hashtag Comedy Company at 1253 North High Street in the Short North in Columbus when it's not in Appalachia.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Check out Meemaw's house. And also, thank you very much for tuning in. This very well may be the last words I get to speak. So it's been real. It's been fun. Say no drugs unless they're free. Good night.
And with that, I would like to conclude a Destin Nation Christmas. Thank you so much for tuning in and helping make this holiday extra special. And if you have not already, please share this podcast with anyone you know that enjoys podcasts. I like to think we have some great conversations on here. It's a funny time. We get deep at times, and like I said, I'm proud of it. And I want more people to know about it. So please share the Destin Nation podcast with everyone you know. Share this episode, obviously. And also, if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would like to be monetized by next year. When You Ask For This comes out, I'd like to be able to just drop it on there and actually get paid for it. Because that's what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to get paid for these dick jokes. So please like and subscribe on YouTube. We also have every episode of the Destin Nation podcast on YouTube as well. So follow those, like those, get those in the algorithm as well. And again, please comment down there anything that you would like to share. Anything in 2024 you're hoping for the best. Anything you didn't like about 2023. Anything. Please reach out. Lastly, I would like to thank our two guests that did show up. I would like to thank Meemaw, aka Hannah Rose, who's returning for her character work. She was on one of my first episodes of the podcast I did earlier last year, and also the ever wonderful Ty Moore as Santa Claus. So again, have yourselves a very Merry Christmas, and say no to drugs unless they're free. Be wonderful.